die for something that matters. I fight for the lost, but mostly I just
Wow, is my champion slow right now? This is crazy slow.
Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
the
Okay,
Alma
well,
keeps the world out.
so
The land
the changes to Rell has shifted her CC on her E to her Q, so now it's a lineup basically. Let's see here, couple enemy dummies, ally dummy.
I
So
survived the
your
attack.
Q
My instructions?
stuns like that. You move a little bit, like 100 units forward
Has spawned.
towards the enemy champion. Let's see here. Let's see here, just like a tiny, tiny scoot. It's a 0.75 second stun, does 60 damage.
Forge your heart into something strong.
So that's like your follow-up, basically. Like you're still opening with your W. So you're coming out like of a bush. You're going like this, going this, autoing them. They give you attack speed when you're dismounted, so that way you can steal resistance faster. But you used to steal 10% immediately on an auto or on any ability, but now you only steal 2.5% per stack, and you can stack it up to 5 times, so you can technically steal more, but it takes a lot longer to do it. Whereas your E is just a movement speed ability now. So you just activate it, and it gives you movement speed. It makes your next Q explode and do maximum health damage. So there's no more line between you and your AD carry. You're not sharing resistances with them either. That used to be a thing. You were sharing your armor with them. So what you're really doing is like you're opening up with E, coming out of a bush, hopping at them, hitting with Q, just in general knocking them up. When you remount, you still got that flip over, which is nice because you can remount out of it, get another CC off. Your Q can, because it's just a line here, you actually can probably CC like, you can get a big like maybe a 3-man off, but even if you put points in it, it only stuns for 0.75 seconds, so it's not that long. Her Rell's ultimate is exactly the same, so the crash down is faster, but if you can tell, the radius is a lot smaller, so it's very unlikely you're gonna hit like multiple people. You might get like 2. Let me see if you can still ult. Do it in your ult. You want to max W first. So. Okay, you can still R in your ult, which is good because that's like the biggest part of your engage like kit. You also, if you're noticing, like I'm almost as fast dismounted as I am while I'm mounted. So they slowed Rell down while mounted, but they made it so that way when you dismount, you're not like capped at your movement speed, so that way you can actually still play the game. So I think once you have boots here, so like you get your tier 2 boots, so you're at 395. You know what? You're probably going boots of swiftness just because of the self slow. You got 410 dismount. You're actually at 332, which is your base movement speed. So makes it so you can still actually play the game when you're dismounted. If I had to guess, just because it's cool, it reduces cooldown in general and gives you damage. You're probably maxing Q second after W. I don't think your E is like a movement speed ability, but it doesn't really scale super well. It doesn't really do very much damage either. That would be my assumption. I could be wrong. I'll take a look at that as more games get played on it, but it's really weird to me not having It almost feels like her E is not an ability. Like this, to me, it doesn't feel very good. Yeah, okay, you don't have to target it on your ally, which is nice. You can just target it on yourself, and it goes to the nearest ally.
Bone shatter and keep alive. But I can always count on mine.
You have a lot of attack speed when you're dismounted. I almost feel like it's a early game. It's a little deceptive that if somebody actually sits there and fights you when you're dismounted, because of your attack speed, you actually might be winning. Like, you might win an early skirmish, like in bot lane, like level 2, because it's actually a pretty good amount of attack speed. Like, a 15% attack speed on an attack speed steroid on yourself, it's like, it's pretty strong. You get a lot of auto attacks off, but it's a lot of damage. Overall, I think they missed the mark a little bit on this rework. I've seen the win rate is like 30% or something right out the gate. She's gonna get Hotfix buff, so we'll see where that lands her. She feels a little bit worse than how she used to play, so that for the mains that's gonna feel pretty bad. But for people who have not picked her up,
I'd rather break rules.
I don't know. Hopefully, after the hotfix buffs, she's a little bit more playable. Join my Discord and submit your games for the next VOD review.